Welcome to Before the Council, a reading of the Revere City Council agenda for the meeting of Monday, March 25th, 2019. There are 19 items on the agenda. Coverage begins at 4:30 p.m. with the Zoning Subcommittee meeting, chaired by Councilor Anthony T. Zambuto. He is scheduled to be joined by Councilor Jessica A. Giannino, Councilor Patrick M. Keefe, Jr., Councilor Ira Novoselsky, and Councilor Daniel Rizzo. The committee will discuss the following. Pursuant to Council Order 19-017, this is an ordinance further amending the zoning ordinances of the City of Revere relative to a 9-month moratorium on the granting of special permits for lodging and rooming houses. Favorable Planning Board recommendation is on file. At 5, we move on to the Ways and Means Subcommittee, chaired by Councilor Daniel Rizzo. Also on the subcommittee, Jessica A. Giannino, Stephen Morabito, Charles J. Patch Sr., and Anthony T. Zambuto. The committee will discuss the following items. First, pursuant to Council Order 19-045, this is the communication from the City Auditor relative to various free cash appropriation requests. And second, pursuant to Council Order 19-052, the communication from the Director of Finance requesting statutory free cash transfers to the General Stabilization Fund, Water and Sewer Stabilization Fund, and the Capital Improvement Stabilization Fund. At 5:50, it's time for the Appointments Subcommittee, chaired by Councilor Jessica A. Giannino. She'll be joined by Councilor Patrick M. Keefe, Jr., Councilor Joanne M. McKenna, Councilor Stephen Morabito, and Councilor John F. Powers. The committee will consider the following appointments. First, pursuant to Council Order 19-047, this is regarding the communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Caruso Corporation of Revere as a licensed drain layer. And second, pursuant to Council Order 19-048, this is regarding the communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Mercurio Brothers of Revere as a licensed drain layer. At 6 p.m., we move on to the Revere City Council meeting, which begins with a salute to the flag. And calendar item number 1, the roll call of members. Calendar item number 2, the approval of the journal of the regular meeting held on March 11th, 2019. And it's on to public hearings. Calendar item number 3, pursuant to Council Order 19-053, a hearing called as ordered on the application of Ephesus LLC, Barris Burke Manager, 109 Eustis Street, Revere, Massachusetts, seeking permission from the Revere City Council to allow the current daycare/preschool use to be changed to a professional office use on lot number 1 at number 283 Cushman Avenue in Revere. Calendar item number 4 is the Zoning Subcommittee report. Pursuant to Council Order 19-017, this is regarding an ordinance further amending the zoning ordinances of the City of Revere relative to a 9-month moratorium on the granting of special permits for lodging and rooming houses. Calendar item number 5 begins the Ways and Means Subcommittee report. Pursuant to Council Order 19-045, communication from the City Auditor relative to various free cash appropriations. Calendar item number 6 under the Ways and Means Subcommittee report, pursuant to Council Order 19-052. This is the communication from the Director of Finance as it relates to free cash transfers to the Stabilization Fund, Water and Sewer Stabilization Fund, and Capital Improvement Stabilization Fund in accordance with the revised ordinances of the City of Revere. Calendar item number 7, Appointment Subcommittee report, pursuant to Council Order 19-047. This is a communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Caruso Corporation of Revere as a licensed drain layer. Calendar item number 8, under the Appointments Subcommittee report, pursuant to Council Order 18-048. This is regarding the communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Mercurio Brothers as a licensed drain layer. Communications, calendar item number 9. Pursuant to Council Order 19-054, this is a communication from the City Clerk requesting a Chapter 148 license revocation hearing for license numbers 606 and 6 2329, dated March 20th, 2019, pursuant to the provisions of Section 13 of Chapter 148 of the Massachusetts General Laws. The Revere City Council is the licensing authority for the issuance and revocation of licenses for the storage of flammables within the city of Revere. Failure of the owner or occupant of the premises licensed for the storage and sale of gasoline and other inflammables and or operate garages, service stations, special garages, or self-service stations to file the annual certificate of registration required by Massachusetts General Laws, Chapter 148, Section 13, is sufficient cause for revocation of the license. I hereby request that the following license is ordered to a revocation hearing as the owner or occupant has failed to register the premises since 2011. License number 606, the owner, Subway Realty Trust, Gilberto Alexio Filho, P.O. Box 720, Middleton, Massachusetts. The location of the license, 93 Bennington Street. I hereby request that the following license is ordered to a revocation hearing as the owner or occupant was granted a new license, number 641, on July 23rd, 2018, for a 188 vehicle parking garage in conjunction with the construction of a new apartment building, as opposed to amending the license that was currently on file for the property. This is a housekeeping matter. License number 629, owned by Revere Beach Apartments, LLC, 1228 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland, Ohio. The location is 320 to 329 Revere Beach Boulevard. Calendar item number 10. Pursuant to Council Order 19-055, this is a communication from Mr. Rocco Falzoni of Toscano Avenue relative to various issues on Asti and Toscano Avenues. To the Council President, Arthur F. Guanasso. Topic: unfinished business pertaining to Ward 6. Council Member at Large Jessica Janino, Daniel Rizzo, Councilor Charlie Patch. Ward 2, Councilor and Chair of the Subcommittee, Ira Novoselsky. Ward 6 has deteriorating streets on Asti Avenue and Toscano Avenue. After it rains, water pools become an incubator for mosquito larvae. Illegal sidewalk and massive unnecessary flooding for 29 years, causing retaining wall to collapse on 55 Toscano Avenue. Asti Avenue looks like a Resco dump as DCR does not clean up the trash. Going on 2 years, why, as a taxpayer, am I not receiving any help? And it's signed by Rocco J. Falzoni, dated 3/20/2019. Calendar item number 11, pursuant to Council Order 19-056. This is a communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Raffaele Construction of Swampscott, Massachusetts, as a licensed drain layer, dated March 20th, 2019. Dear council members, please be advised that in accordance with the provisions of Title 13, Chapter 13.08, Section 13.08.435 of the revised ordinances of the City of Revere, as most recently amended, I hereby request that Raffaele Construction Corporation of Swampscott, Massachusetts, be reappointed as a licensed drain layer. Please take careful notice that all drain layer licenses expire on April 1st annually unless sooner revoked by the mayor and the council. Raffaele Construction has been advised that a representative will be contacted directly by the Appointments Subcommittee with a date and time to appear before them concerning this reappointment. Calendar item number 12. Pursuant to Council Order 19-057, this is a communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Arm Construction of Revere as a licensed drain layer. Calendar item number 13, pursuant to Council Order 19-058, this is a communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Miola Construction of Chelsea as a licensed drain layer. Calendar item number 14, pursuant to Council Order 19-059. This is a communication from the mayor relative to the appointment of James T. Lynch Construction of Andover, Massachusetts, as a licensed drain layer. Calendar item number 15, pursuant to Council Order 19-060, communication from the mayor relative to the appointment of McGrath Enterprises of Lynn, Massachusetts, as a licensed drain layer. And calendar item number 16, pursuant to Council Order 19-061, which appears to be a duplicate of calendar item number 11-19-056, regarding the communication from the mayor relative to the reappointment of Raffaele Construction of Swampscott as a licensed drain layer. Calendar item number 17, pursuant to Council Order 19-062, this is a communication from the mayor relative to the Massachusetts Historic Commission grant application dated March 21st, 2019. Dear council members, I am writing to request approval of the attached resolution to allow the city to file with the Massachusetts Historic Commission a grant application for the Massachusetts Preservation Projects Fund for the restoration of the exterior of the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation Museum. The city is seeking this grant for the renovation of the exterior of the Revere Museum on 108 Beach Street. The funding is for external thermal and moisture protection and painting, restoration/replacement, including but not exactly limited to the following: gutters, wood rot, downspouts, caulking, stairways, and repainting the exterior. The subject of this resolution is included among my requests for free cash appropriations submitted to the council on March 11th. The Office of Strategic Planning and Economic Development, in partnership with the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation, will pursue the funding and, if awarded, execute this project. Thank you for your consideration and your continued efforts in ensuring that the repository for Revere cultural and historic artifacts continue to be preserved for future generations to appreciate our rich heritage. Regards, Brian Arrigo, Mayor. And this is a resolution to file and accept grants with and from the Massachusetts Historical Commission for the Massachusetts Preservation Projects Fund for the construction and improvements to the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation Museum. Whereas the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation Museum is a community-wide asset, and improvements to the Revere Museum is a priority, as evidenced in the need to preserve the artifacts and heritage of Revere. And whereas the Revere Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation currently is under preservation restriction, and whereas the renovation of the exterior of the facility will greatly enhance recreational pursuits at this facility, and whereas the Massachusetts Historical Commission is offering a one-to-one dollar match as a reimbursable grant to cities and towns to support the preservation and restoration of historically significant facilities, and whereas the Revere Historical Society for Cultural and Historic Preservation Museum exterior renovation project is estimated to cost a total of $225,000, of which $100,000 will be reimbursed to the city if the grant is awarded. Now, therefore, be it that 1, the mayor be and is hereby authorized to file and accept grants from the Massachusetts Historical Commission, and 2, the mayor be and is hereby authorized to take such other actions as are necessary to carry out the terms, purposes, and conditions of this grant to be administered by the city of Revere, and 3, this resolution shall take effect upon passage. Motions, calendar item number 18. Pursuant to Council Order 19-063, this is a motion presented by Councilor Janino and Council Vice President Keefe, that the following zoning amendment be ordered to a public hearing. An ordinance further amending the zoning ordinances of the City of Revere relative to towers and telecommunications facilities, be it ordained by the City of Revere as follows. Section 1, Section 17.16.110 D1B, towers and telecommunications facilities, preferred location sites is hereby amended by deleting the words police and fire stations, libraries, community centers, civic centers, flagpoles, and schools. Section 2, Section 17.16.110 D, towers and telecommunications facilities, preferred and disfavored location sites is hereby amended by inserting a new subsection as follows. Section 17.16.110 D3, prohibited location sites, any municipal building including but not limited to City Hall and its annex office locations, police and fire stations, libraries, schools, civic centers, and community centers. Section 3, Section 17.16.110 D, towers and telecommunications facilities, preferred and disfavored location sites is hereby renamed preferred, disfavored, and prohibited locations sites. Calendar item number 19. Pursuant to Council Order 19-064, this is a motion presented by Councilor Zambuto that the mayor be requested to establish an emergency fund for CAPIC. And this has been before the council, a reading of the Revere City Council agenda for the meeting of Monday, March 25th, 2019. I'm Rick Promise, and I'll see you at the council.